Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is an all signs daily forecast. It is created for everyone. I speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. It's originally created for Monday, May 1st. Happy Beltane. That's part of the reason why I chose the deck that we'll be using. We are switching over to new decks today. And so I chose the Robin Wood Tarot because it seems very nature-based in its design. And it just seemed to fit with sort of the Taurian energy that we're in, Beltane, all of that sort of stuff. So we'll be working with the Robin Wood Tarot and a new deck called the Elemental Oracle, which should be the Untamed Elemental Oracle, I should say. It should be interesting because it's more graphic in nature, so I don't know what I'm going to get from these designs of these cards, but something tells me that these would fit well for May. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is just things I want you to think about, housekeeping rules, what decks I'm using, how to contact me via social media for a reading, a private reading. You can follow me either on Instagram or follow my Facebook business page. From there you can message me for a private reading. Please know that I will not reach out to you to sell you a private reading. You would need to initiate that process. If anybody ever were to reach out to you and say that they were me offering a reading, it's not, so please be careful of that. Also, there's easy ways to support the channel in the daily drop-down menu. You can do so by hitting that thumbs up button, leaving me a question or comment, sharing the video out, or subscribing to the channel. All of that is greatly appreciated. And I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning reading, which is the reading that takes place on Sunday. It's a layer of energy that's going on underneath all of this. So if you hear me mentioning cards that you don't see in the reading, I'm usually referring back to those cards because they are kind of at play in the background. They just add another layer to the reading. You can check that out at the end of this video. It populates in the lower left-hand corner. One other thing I want to say is that even though this is created for May 1st, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's solely set for that date. If you're watching this reading on a different date and it makes sense, by all means utilize the reading. I believe readings can be timeless and find us when we need them, not necessarily when they're originally created for. So let's get into this and see what the cards want us to know today. It should be a really interesting week judging from the Sunday's reading. So let's see where the cards take us, what Spirit wants us to know. I think that feels good for shuffling. All right, so our card for the day is the Hierophant. I love him. His Virgo energy, which pairs nicely with the fact that it is Taurus season. No, sorry, he's actually Taurian energy. Virgo is the Hermit. The Hierophant is about high spiritual knowledge, societal beliefs, education, higher institutions. To me, when I look at this, I honestly, first thing out of the gate, I feel like we are placing ourselves on a pedestal. And I mean that in a good way. The underpinning card for the beginning of this week is that transformation card or the death card, meaning something shifting, changing, being reborn. The Hierophant would be spiritually in tune to this and understand the passage and changes of life and how to best sort of embrace them and make the most of them, especially spiritually. He's a card of extremely high masculine spiritual wisdom, right? And so I feel like whatever is transforming, we should feel empowered to sit back and watch the changes take place and be able to make firm, sound decisions. This can be a card that oftentimes represents marriage, authority. We might find ourselves in a position of authority, bestowing sort of our own spiritual wisdom into situations or giving advice to people. But however it is, I feel like with the Hierophant, we are in alignment with the situation around us in an empowered and sort of strong, spiritually centered way, right? We understand that what goes on in the universe isn't necessarily out to get us, it's out to enhance us, change us, educate us, grow us, and help us to better understand who we are, what we know, and how we fit into society. It is a position of power, this card, right? It's a position of spiritual awareness, knowledge, wisdom that we're putting forth even through the transformation of the death card, right? So we're not, how do I want to say this? It's not like we're rolling with the changes. We're actually, it's even beyond embracing the changes. We're almost indicating or leading the changes with the Hierophant here. Because he's Taurian earth energy, he is very stable. He's very strong. He's considered a pillar card of the major arcana. So this is a position of deep spiritual empowerment, awareness, wisdom that we should have today, tap into today. We should feel protected and understand, you know, what it is we need, how to express that need, where that need fits into society, how we're deserving of that need, and you know, it should just feel extremely like right in what we know to be true, how we're holding a situation, how we're behaving in a situation. We're doing the right thing for the right reasons at a very profound, deep level. Let's look at the Untamed Elemental card. Now these I'm a little bit tripped up by, we'll see. Okay, it's Mountain. And it's just sort of the designs to me that kind of make me slightly nervous because it's a very graphic deck, but I felt like they paired nicely, just judging by the back designs on both of these cards, and they just felt like these were the May decks. So with Mountain, to me, I feel like the Mountain can represent the change of the Death card that we saw in the Sunday reading, right? The challenges, mountains oftentimes present challenges. But when we climb those mountains, there's sort of an adventure involved. There's a strength and immobility, and I mean that in a good way, like being grounded, and that would be also Hierophant energy. Being strong in who we are, standing tall in what we know, facing the challenges head on and climbing the mountain. The interesting thing about this design that pulls me is these colors here, and then it kind of grows and grows. There's the sun, and then it grows again into this sort of mountain peak. With the Hierophant, we can be above it all, like sitting kind of atop the mountain. I hear the phrase, it's lonely at the top. We might be, you know, in our beliefs or in who we are and what we know, we might be feeling alone in our truth, but our truth is a higher spiritual wisdom that we have to hold tight to, that we have to be solid in, that we have to be strong in, that we have to be immobile in, facing the challenges of the death card that underpin this, but from a place of spiritual empowerment and climbing that mountain. The other thing that I was going to say about the mountain card is whenever we climb a mountain, not only is it an adventure in and of itself, and it is a challenge, but when we reach the top, it's a major accomplishment. There's a major feeling of completion or what's the word I'm looking for? Accomplishment, I guess, would work. By getting to the top of the mountain, by facing our fears, by facing our challenges, by turning our challenges actually into strength and wisdom, right? And mountains certainly are grounded into the earth. They're connected to the earth. To me, it feels like there's a strength in these two cards together. There's an immovability. You know that phrase, like moving mountains? You know, it's sort of like achieving something miraculous in a way, but with the Hierophant here, he's very stable, sturdy, secure in what he knows to be true as his higher spiritual knowledge, and I think that presents as the mountain to us. That's the sun that's kind of shining in the middle of the mountain card. It's the spiritual truth within us, within the strength that we are, within the challenges that we face, that we're willing to take on and embrace and assimilate to put to higher, better, stronger spiritual knowledge. Let's go to the clarifiers. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which we saw that at the end card in the Sunday reading. So that energy is again here. It's this slow, steady, wins the race energy. It's an energy of reliability. It's also another Earth card. So this earthy Taurus season, coupled with, you know, I was thinking about it yesterday, the the full moon is on Friday in Scorpio, but Venus also enters Cancer. So it could be an emotional time, but right now we feel very steady in this emotional time, strong in what we know to be true, holding fast, tight, and being like steady in that truth, in that reliability. The next card is the Ten of Swords. This is about an ending or stopping a way of thinking that maybe has been blocking us or stopping us. The Hierophant would indicate opening up to higher spiritual truths within us that might allow us to let go of thoughts, behaviors, communications that have no longer been working or no longer yielding the results that we thought we needed. This is sort of the end of that kind of stinking thinking or whatever it is that's getting in our way. And then the last card, which is Cancerian energy, which I just got done saying the moon is going, not the moon, sorry, Venus is going into Cancer, is the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of fast-moving celebration, of heralding oneself. It's also major arcana, so it's big energy. We have two major arcanas here. I really get this sense the mountain can present challenges for some of you who watch this reading, but you're facing those challenges head on in a spiritual strength and you're willing to take on the journey. That's the Chariot, even the steadiness of the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot kind of balance each other out. Sometimes the Chariot can move too fast or seem out of control, but it's not. With the Knight of Pentacles there and the Hierophant, we're moving at a steady, well thought out pace. We're moving through releasing thoughts or communications within a situation that maybe was challenging to us, and that's sort of the death card underneath this, or the transformation that's taking place. It's almost like I'm hearing that phrase like Jesus take the wheel, but we're actually taking the wheel. We're driving ourselves. We are being, facing our mountains, understanding our challenges within, and then embracing them and heading towards them dead in the face, like sort of square on, moving forward and letting go of any sort of doubt, miscommunication, bad thoughts or negative thinking that limit us in any sort of way. Let's go to the clarifier stone. Not the clarifier stone, the grounding stone. This is something we want to ground in as we go through the day. Oh wow, it's the word sort of scraped off, but the word is tolerance. So tolerance is about letting things be as they are. Tolerance is going to fall over. I'm going to just set tolerance down because it's all scraped up anyways. May have to come out of the bag from rubbing up. It's a glass stone. What I like about the glass stones is that glass is see-through, right? It's allowed to be sort of looked through or not necessarily be... there's this thing that I learned in a meditation class called Body of Glass, where it allows sort of people's thoughts, perceptions, the energy that they throw at us to kind of move through us without really hitting us and sticking. And I feel like there's a strength in these cards where no matter what we're facing, we're ready to face it on with action, be it at times slow and steady, but also at times when we know the route we're going to go there. We're going to use and tap into our higher spiritual wisdom to face those challenges. We will be tolerant of those people around us that may be presenting challenges within situations or challenging our beliefs. But our beliefs are so strong, our direction is so strong, our understanding of where we may pin ourselves down or limit ourselves is we're so aware about that we're really letting it go. Some of this tolerance can also be about this Ten of Swords, where we've become a little bit more accepting and tolerant of where we've limited ourselves so that we no longer do it anymore. We don't let it be a hindrance or stop us from achieving what it is we need. We stay steady, we move forward when the time is right, and as we do so, we begin to pick up speed and release more and more and more. I hope that makes sense, you guys. That's your reading for the day. I hope you enjoyed the new decks. Please tune in tomorrow, leave me a question or comment, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I put up a new video, which is daily. If you want to subscribe to my Patreon, you get to see the videos a day early. And please like the video and share it out. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.